Hello, once again it's Steven with Focus Cubed Habitats, and I've got something new to show you. So I have a wall of kind of weird enclosures, and I'm going to walk you through what they are and where they came from. So many years ago, one of the first enclosures we made was called the 24. So it was, a 2-foot cube that was initially kind of arboreal focused, but it works for a lot of different stuff. But I noticed way back in the day, big 4 or 5 years ago, that obviously people keep a lot of arboreal snakes in sterile environments, sterile conditions, and I was trying to figure out an easier way to make that happen. So a couple years ago, I took a regular 24 cube, I kind of modified the door a bit, and I actually made a little drop-down door so that you could pull a tub in and out. So I had to do a bunch of hunting to try and find a tub that fit relatively close. And once I did that, for the last couple of years, I've been kind of making minor tweaks and changes to that original design, and I'll show you what we've come up with now. So we have what started off as our 24. The size has been modified a hair, so I think all the dimensions are the same except for the depth. So we had to take the depth to about 22 inches to fit this guy. And this is... Dun, da, da, da. Oh, I've got my weight in there still. Mike, that works good. This, I do believe, is the FB15 tub from Freedom Breeder. Okay, so the idea behind this unit is if you need to get in and out of here quickly, or if you don't want to have to reach into the enclosure itself to either clean up, change paper towels, puppy pads, water, whatever, ta-da, you've got this magic tub that just slides in and out. So there's machined grooves on the inside that allow this tub to slide in and out. It actually hovers just a hair, so it's not dragging as it pulls in and out. And I've got this neat latch, I don't know what you want to call it. The original design I had these all as the kind of individual door turners like you see up here, but I was trying to figure out a way, since we have obviously removed a lot of material on the front, how to keep this locking mechanism or the latching mechanism rigid, and also cover the whole surface of this door here so you don't have to worry about any pushing issues. And I also wanted it easy to use. So it's, obviously very simple operation to get that thing up and down. So down is going to obviously close that door, lift it up and over, and then voila, you can get in and out of there super quick. A little difference here too from the 24 is the door style. This thing is kind of a combination of a 24, an Evo model, and kind of an IQ. So it's a little bit of everything sort of all in one. Something you might not initially notice here is on these guys, I've got a small front intake vent, okay? And in the back, I've got some reduced, like standard slot vents. These are kind of IQ C3-ish hybrid-y kind of style vents. So you've got some light intake venting and you have some light exhaust venting there, so you have a little bit more dynamic airflow without having a bunch of crazy vents anywhere. Obviously your door is going to clear your vent slot there, and you can use your regular door turners to close it. And when you have this up, the door is also still operational. So you can have this up, down, you can have both these open. You're not having to like shut one door and then open the other, so you can keep both open, both closed. Either way, it's still going to work all the same. So this is a super cool unit we've been working on forever. I've been trying to figure out how to obviously remove so much front material and keep it rigid, and I obviously think we've done that. You just saw I pulled it out of there with a 15-pound weight in it, which I doubt anybody's going to be loading one down with 15 pounds worth of stuff, but they still all works all the same. So I've had to get clever with the spacing of this door. I've had to do some chamfering there so it's easy to kind of maneuver around. Instead of putting like a knob in the door, I've actually got these kind of grooves cut here so that you can just reach in left or right, no big deal, and you don't have to have any extra accessory stuff hanging out of the front. You're going to notice these weird spacer gizmos. I originally was trying to use off-the-shelf stuff, I had like a washer and a weird spacer, and I didn't like the tolerances. I didn't like how close some things were. I didn't like how tight it fit, and then the next option was way too loose. So I actually laser cut this acrylic plate. I've given it just enough wiggle room where you've got your point there where it hooks and stays, so it's not going to fall down while you're messing around in here. But we actually have to manufacture these little guys in-house, so it's kind of like a spacer washer combo that's all in one. And I think I like the space and the gap and the operation. I mean, it moves pretty easy. It's not catching and hanging and stuff, so it works super well. It looks super nice, and you know, kind of like I said, it works. So we've tried a bunch of different iterations of this. The door's been changed a bunch. This door's been changed a ton, and I think this is a pretty good setup. Now, something you're going to know that might not be intuitive, you've got on these tubs, you have a handle. The handle faces the back, because if we had the handle facing the front here, you're going to run into clearance issues with this door. You'd have to have, you know, maybe something machined on the back side of it or cut out completely for this to actually fit. But if you look inside there, you'll see the machine grooves that this guy slides in. You can check those out. And literally, so you still have a basic sort of handle back here where the tub curves over, so it's not hard to move or access. But she just slides in there, and if you look around at the interior, I made it as tight as possible where there's no gaps to push or get around. So we're trying to keep the animal up here, obviously, not down here, and I think we've done a good job of that. And you know, also moves pretty smooth. So I think this thing is a winner. I'm happy with it. We're going to get, I think we've got 18 of these here. We're going to get them out in the world and get a little testing and feedback and see if I need to tweak anything. But I've made a lot of these, and I think we've got a good one. So this is a super cool new setup. I can't wait to see it in use. See them all stacked up, lit up, ready to rip. So these are cool. This is, I guess I'm gonna call it the 24 GoFast, because, you know, we're going quickly. So we've all been, you know, trying to get to work, or it's late at night, we need to get in and out of there real quick, and maybe we don't want to be grabbing around right here. So that'll allow you just to keep that door shut and just quick in, out, replace, and then voila, you're done. Also, quick PS, these things are going to be available in white or black, so either one of those there. Right now, I don't think we're going to do a color front option on them, because the machining for that stuff's really wonky and kind of odd, so I don't want to have to change the interior space a bunch to make that work. So we're just going to stick with the white and black for now. I mean, like with all of our enclosures, when you look in here, these guys are all going to come with cord slots. So if you've got your own accessories, say you're upgrading some older enclosures and you want to upgrade to this, you can take your old, you know, VE 40 watt panel. These actually have the small Wilbanks 40 watts in them. You'll be able to option them with, you know, the dimmable LED, UVB, stuff like that. So most of the things you'd be able to order in a regular 24 cube, you should be able to get in this as well. I mean, we can obviously option it with perches, include the perch mounts and all that stuff. The only thing to consider too is that due to shipping constraints, we do not include the tub. So you will have to source the tub from either Freedom Breeder or, you know, whoever else may happen to have them. But we just don't include the tub in them, because if you see how tall this thing is, it's like 75% of the height of the standard shipping box. So there's like a certain limit you hit when you have a box size, the price goes like this. So we're trying to keep the cost down for you, so we want you to just source your own tub to save you a bunch of money on having to have us purchase the tub, resell it to you, and then reship it to you. So that cuts out, you know, kind of one layer of headache for you. It's just to get your own tub and save a few bucks that way too. But the unit will come ready to rip. Obviously, we're going to keep tubs on hand to test fit everything. So, you know, when we have something that has like a potential interference fit or like a tub unit, we always pre-fit the tubs to make sure that they do work. So we don't just slap them together and send them out and hope it's going to work. So we actually test fit everything here first. But I think that's the last bit I've got for you. But yeah, check them out. Hopefully we'll have them on the site here soon. And if we don't, you can just keep rewatching this video, staring at me and dreaming here for your future purchase.